Hey, this is my PWG DVD review of DDT4, May 22nd, 2009. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best shows of the year. It's a great tag team title tournament. This is a show you can watch all the way through without getting bored. It's that good. It's definitely one of the top 5 shows of the year. I'll say this: it's not fucking with Glory by Honor 8, and it's not as good as Enter the Dragon, but you know it's probably the best show after that. Maybe better than Supercard of Honor 4. I'm not really sure yet. I actually bought the show at the Ring of Honor show at Glory by Honor. It was the last copy that they had, so obviously I think this show is selling pretty well. You can't get this at ROHWrestling.com. They don't have it there, but you could get it at High Spots or Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. I recommend High Spots because I know some people have had shipping problems with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. So, all right. So the first match we get the Hybrid Dolphins. We get Roderick Strong and Bryan Danielson teaming up. And the reason it's Roderick Strong and Bryan Danielson is because Paul London was hurt. So it would have been Paul London and Bryan Danielson, but so the Hybrid Dolphins faced off against the Dynasty of Scott Lawson, Joey Ryan. This did not go too long, but it was pretty good while it lasted. A lot of intensity, a lot of energy. Scott Lawson's got to really impress me here. He just hit a nice series of moves. It was really stiff and hit some just holy shit things. And the finish was pretty cool. We had Danielson and Strong. Stronger for the stronghold, Danielson for the cat of mutilation. It's kind of a simultaneous tap out. So from there we get Human Tornado and Scorpio Sky versus Kenny Omega and Chuck Taylor. Now Kenny Omega and Chuck Taylor really impressed me here. They put on a great showing. The finish in this match was awesome. Omega hit his German suplex where he catches the guy in the air, does the German suplex. And I think then Chuck Taylor did the Omega Driver? Yeah, so that was it's a pretty decent match. You know, very good stuff. Human Tornado looked okay. Scorpio Sky looked pretty good as well. So next up we get the Young Bucks versus the Cutler brothers. They've had matches before. They had a match at PWG 100, I believe. I don't know if this match is as good as that, but you know, I can't remember if it was. But this is still very good stuff. It seemed like the fans were against the Young Bucks this whole show. I guess they were sick of them as PWG Tag Team Champions because there were times where you felt they wanted the opposition to win the match. So yeah, the Cutler brothers look very well. They have a lot of potential. I need to see more of them, but from what I've seen, you know, they're a pretty decent tag team, and definitely like to see some more of them. They have a lot of chemistry, these two teams. So next up we get Motor City Machine Guns actually got a bye. They were supposed to face Los Luchas, I believe. And Los Luchas did not make the show. So next up we get Malachi Jackson, the young Buck Jackson, or the younger brother of the Young Bucks, I believe. He took on, I think it was Phoenix Star. These two just had like a kind of like a spot fest. They tried to be a little bit too fancy, so I don't know. This is okay. Next up, now we're into the semifinals. The semifinals were great. So the semifinals we get. The first was the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Chuck Taylor. This is the match of the night. The crowd was crazy for this match. The tremendous near fall, tremendous athleticism. Omega looked great here. Even Chuck Taylor, like I said, those two put on a really impressive showing. And the Young Bucks just put on another epic match shortly after the last match they had. So it's pretty impressive to have, you know, 2 back-to-back matches like this. And you know, like I said, the crowd was crazy towards the end. The near falls were unbelievable, and Young Bucks hit the more bang for your buck. The more bang for your buck is it's like a 450 splash, and then it's a moonsault. So that's the combination of it. They hit that, they got the win. So next up we get the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Hybrid Dolphins of Roderick Strong and Bryan Danielson. Just another very good match. It went pretty long. Motor City Machine Guns kind of dictated the pace. Was kind of slow at first. This went pretty long. Eventually started to pick up. Shelley really impressed me here. He hit some nice moves. Saban hit a really nice small package for a really nice near fall. I thought all these guys were on. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was very good. You know, it's a shame that the Motor City Machine Guns are in TNA because whenever they have these nice long matches, they always pretty much deliver. Uh, the finish was really surprising here. Bryan Danielson actually hit a Hurricane Rana and to Shelley, and then he put that right into a triangle sleeper hold to get the win. So yeah, that was this was an excellent match. I thought it was long, but I thought it was very. I thought it built up to a very nice finish. Um, so next up, we get Chris Hero versus Joey Ryan for the PWG World Title. Chris Hero is the PWG champion. He's been the PWG champion since I believe July actually. I think he beat Human Tornado for the belt in like a steel cage match. I didn't see the match, but yeah, so he's had the belt for a while. He's supposed to be a face, and a lot of the fans were kind of turning on him at this point. So a lot of the fans wanted to see Ryan win the belt back. Actually, Joey Ryan, they actually say he's a former world champion as well, and he held the belt for 13 months. So, but this match kind of dragged. It wasn't anything too special. It went too long for a Chris Hero match. I thought it went way too long. You were not used to seeing Hero wrestle in these long 20, 25-minute matches, but this is what it was here. But, you know, there were some really good things about the match. I thought Hero looked great, as he usually does nowadays. He hit a lot of stiff stuff, a lot of exciting stuff from him. Joey Ryan looked good as well. You can tell he has a martial arts background, and he's a very good wrestler. You know, he put on a pretty good showing. You know, towards the end, the match really got pretty decent, but overall, I just thought it dragged a little bit too long. But still, I thought this was okay. It wasn't that bad. So next up, we get the finals of the PWG DDT4 Tag Team Title Tournament. We get the Hybrid Dolphins versus the Young Bucks. I thought this was great. I thought it was a great way to end the show. I think it could have been even better if we got maybe 5 to 10 more minutes because they were really escalating into that 4.5-star range. But, you know, it kind of ended a little bit too soon. I would have liked to see some more fighting spirit, but Danielson was stiff as hell. He was just smacking the shit out of the Young Bucks here. The Young Bucks hit a series of super kicks, and that's what kind of softened. I think it was Danielson softened him up, and then they hit their more bang for the buck. The crowd started booing because they wanted to see Danielson strong win this thing. But overall, this is a very solid tag team tournament. I mean, you get Bryan Danielson, Roderick Strong, and the Young Bucks. These two teams went out there and delivered. Each of those delivered 3 great matches from each of those teams. Now, this is kind of a hard show to review. This is like my 3rd time trying to review it because, you know, it's kind of hard to it's hard to review it without getting some of these matches confused, you know, because you've seen the same tag teams wrestle over and over again. But, you know, this is a very entertaining show. You can watch this over and over again. It's that good. You know, I thought Kenny Omega and Chuck Taylor put on a very good showing as well. And, all right, so I think I'm running out of time, but definitely see the show. If you want to see a better review or you want to see a more in-depth review, I recommend checking out Nightmare Baller and Big Rat 310. They do reviews of the show as well, so check them out as well.